Hi yogis, my name is Anna. Today I will be taking us through a morning stretch class. So we'll go ahead and get started lying down on our backs. We'll just start with some grounding here. You can find Supta Baddha Konasana by bringing the soles of your feet to touch, splitting your knees open wide. Or for a little bit more of a gentle option, you can find Fallen Bridge by planting your feet on the earth. Knock your knees into touch. Lay your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. Let your shoulder blades rest on the earth. Close down your eyes. Start to connect to your breath. Start to draw your knees back into your chest. Clasp your hands around your shins. Maybe roll from side to side to massage your lower back. This class is great if you're just getting out of bed or if you're just about to go to bed. It's a great way to give yourself a little stretch. Plant your feet on the earth. Extend your arms long. Bump your hips to the left, drop your knees to the right for a gentle twist. You can gaze out to the left if that's comfortable on your neck. Draw your knees back to center. And now bump your hips to the right, drape your knees towards the left, coming into our easy twist. You can gaze out past your right shoulder. Come back to center. We'll move into reclined figure 4. Plant your left foot on the earth. Draw your right ankle on top of your left leg. We're very early in our practice, so you might want to stay here with your left foot grounded, or you can reach in between around your left leg, reaching for your left hamstring, or grab your left shin if you have that mobility. Flex both sets of toes. Lay your shoulder blades on the earth. Start to release your left foot down to the earth. Bump your hips slightly to the right and start to tip over to the left side of your mat until your right foot plants on the earth. You might want to place a block or a prop underneath your right foot if it doesn't completely touch the ground. You should feel a nice stretch through your right psoas and outer hip in this reclined figure 4 twist. Start to come back to center. Relinquish your right foot to the mat. Maybe drop your knees from side to side. And we'll take those two shapes on our opposite side this time. Start with figure 4. Plant your right foot on the earth. Bring your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Again, you can leave your right foot down, or you can reach for your hamstring or your right shin. Draw your toes towards your shins. Feel your outer left hip open. Press your sacrum into the earth. Really focus on taking deep breaths in these longer holds. Start to release your right foot down to the mat. Bump your hips to the left slightly and start to tip your legs over to the right. Connect your left foot to the earth. Again, you may want to place a block or some type of prop underneath your foot. Feel the opening on the left side of your lower body. Start to come back to center. Release your left foot down to the earth. Drop your knees from side to side. Then draw your knees into chest. Roll from side to side. Start to rock up and down along your spine. Eventually, you'll come to sit at the top of your mat for cobbler's pose. Connect the soles of your feet to touch. You can clasp your hands around your toes. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Lift your chin off of your chest. You can stay here or start to tip your body forward. We want to avoid rounding into our back or using too much of our upper body to pull ourselves deeper into the fold. We want to work on focusing on our active range of motion rather than just what we can pull and crank our body into. This will allow you to work more on mobility and open up your body better in the long run. Begin to stack your spine, cross your ankles, and come over your shins. We'll find a tabletop shape. Spread your fingers wide. Gaze down between your thumbs. Micro bend your elbows. Stack your hips over your knees. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly. Gaze towards the ceiling. Spread your collarbones apart. Exhale, cat pose. Puff up between your shoulder blades. Gaze towards your navel. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Move through 2 more rounds using your own breath as a guide. Come back to your neutral tabletop. As you exhale, crawl your hands out for puppy dog pose. Melt your chest into the mat. You can connect your forehead or your chin on the earth. Press your hands into the mat. Squeeze your lower belly in. Feel the opening across your shoulders and your chest. Drop your elbows on the earth as you inhale. Come forward. Maybe scoot your hips back a little bit for Sphinx pose. Plant your hands on the earth. Form an 11 with your arms. Lift your chin away from your chest. Form one straight line with your spine. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind your back. Connect your palms in front of you. Rest your forehead on your hands. Just for a moment to reset, you can bend your knees, maybe drop your feet from side to side. Release your feet back to the earth. Lift your head off of your hands. Extend your arms long. Connect your chin to the earth. Start to roll off onto your right arm. Lift your left foot behind you. You can tent your left hands in front of your chest. Feel the opening across the right side of your chest and your shoulder head. Again, if your left foot doesn't plant behind you, that's totally fine. This is a pretty big chest opener. If it's more comfortable for you, you can place some type of prop, maybe a block or a pillow or a bolster underneath your left foot for some more support and structure. Deepen your breath. Roll off back onto your chest. We'll take that on the left side this time. Bring your left temple onto the earth. Start to roll off onto your left arm. Plant your right foot behind you. Tent your fingers in front of your chest. Start to roll back onto your chest. Come up to your hands and knees. Slowly draw your right foot outside of your right hand. Scoot your left knee back for lizard lunge. You can stay here or maybe drop down to your elbows if that's accessible, or onto a block. You can roll off onto the knife edge of your right foot for a little more sensation. You can take a quad stretch, plant your left hand, reach around for your right, or your left toes rather. Release the quad stretch if you have it. Toe heel your right foot back to center and start to shift back for half splits. Straighten your right leg, send your toes towards the sky. Shift your hips back over your left knee. You're welcome to stay here or move between your low lunge and your half splits, just moving with your breath. As you inhale, come forward to low lunge. Exhale, press back to half splits. Come back to your low lunge, plant your hands on the earth. Carefully step your right knee back underneath your hip and replace your left hand with your left foot. Scoot your right knee back for lizard lunge. Again, you can stay upright or maybe drop down to your forearms or to a block. You can stay here or bring your right knee to your glute, reach around with your left hand and secure your right foot. Release the quad stretch if you have it. Toe heel your left foot back to center. And as you exhale, come back to half splits. Shift your weight back, micro bend your left knee, flex your toes towards your shin. Drape your belly over your quad. You can stay here or start to shift forward into low lunge. And as you exhale, come back to half splits. Inhale forward. Exhale, lunge. Continue with your own cadence of breath. Feeling the connection of your breath with your body. Come back to your low lunge, plant your hands on the earth, step your left foot back to tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, come back to a neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes, and as you exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips towards the ceiling. Melt your heels towards the earth. Press into all 10 finger pads. You can maybe bend one knee and then the other. Cultivate stillness in this down dog. As you inhale, come high onto the balls of your feet. Take 10 tiny steps towards the top of your mat. When you arrive, we'll find ragdoll pose. Bend your knees. Maybe reach for opposite elbow with opposite hand. You can sway from side to side. Melt the crown of your head to the earth. As you exhale, release your hands to the mat, toe heel your feet to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your hands into your shins or thighs. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly uncurl your spine. Your head will be the last thing to stack. When it does, send your arms overhead. Press into all four corners of your feet. Encourage your hip dips towards your lower ribs. Melt your shoulders down your back. Frame your ears with your biceps. Pause here and connect to your breath. As you exhale, side bend to the right. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Arch over to the right like you're sending your body over a beach ball. Bump your hips to the left. Inhale, come back to mountain. Exhale, side bend to the left. Switch out the grip on your hands. Draw your right bicep closer to your right ear. Open through your right lat. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep your arms overhead. As you exhale, drop your hands to the side and step your feet out, facing the long edge of your mat. As you inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Draw the crown of your head closer to the earth. You can bring your fingers in line with your toes or reach for the backs of your ankles. Micro bend your knees, shift weight into the midline of your foot. I promise you won't tip over. Just trust your body to be right here, right now. Plant your hands on the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Extend through the crown of your head. As you exhale, we'll prepare for frog pose. Come down to the mat. Widen your knees. Bring your ankles in line with your knees. And start to come down to your forearms. Maybe drape your chest onto the mat. You can double up your mat or place your knees under a blanket for a little bit more comfort if your knees are sensitive. Align your hips in line with your knees. start to press back up onto your palms. Bring your knees in underneath your body and come to laying down on your back. Draw your knees into your chest. Roll from side to side. We'll take an eagle leg twist. Lift your right leg up and over your left. Cross your thighs. Bump your hips to the right, and as you exhale, eagle twist, send your knees to the left side of your body. Feel the stretch through your right outer hip into your back. Slowly come back to center. Switch out your legs. This time lift your left leg up and over your right. Bump your hips to the left. And as you exhale, supine twist, send your knees to the right side of your mat. Gaze wherever is comfortable on your neck. As you inhale, draw your knees back to center. Give yourself a big hug, a tight squeeze. And as you exhale, Shavasana. Take up space on your mat. Extend your legs and arms long. Feel the earth rise to support you. I promise I will call you out before our time together is over. For now, just relax here and soak up all of the benefits of your practice. Yogis, if you have more time, I invite you to stay. However, if you are ready for the day after your practice, start to deepen your breath. Bring wiggles into your fingers and your toes. Eventually, these turn into circles with your wrists and your ankles. Find a full body stretch. Send your arms overhead, point your toes. In whatever way you see fit, I invite you to find a comfortable seat at the top of your mat with your eyes closed. You can roll off onto your favorite side or just rock yourself up to a seat through center. Extend your hands alongside of your hips. As you inhale, sweep your arms overhead, collecting all of this joyous energy that we have created together. Connect your palms overhead. Deliver your hands to your heart. Yogis, I thank you all so much for showing up to share your beautiful practice with me today. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Draw your thumbs to your third eye center, the seat of your intuition. Together we bow. Namaste.